Hi, I'm Shashwat.
Hi, I'm Anuraag.
Hi, I'm Yohaan.
Hi, I'm Ivan, and we're Calico, and you're watching us on Radio City Film. I knew you were far from grace. Incantations were the devil's ways. Thieves that only spoke in tongues. Oh, this water doesn't cleanse everyone. I kind of found the word using a dictionary app. I'm not gonna lie to you. Straight up, I was looking for cool words and I came across Calico. And later on, we found out that it actually meant multicolor. Before the word multicolored existed, apparently.
Yeah, it was one of the first words that meant multicolored in the English language. And that's how.
Yeah, we thought it sort of resonated with us because we come from different musical backgrounds most of the time.
And even the music that we make has a lot of
Genres.
yeah, a lot of mixtures and different colors, so to say, in terms of music. So it just seemed natural.
I think we don't really define our sound when it comes to making music or composing. I think each of us has an element to add, and then together it sounds
Like what?
different.
Yeah, I guess it's like that with every band and most of the band.
We sort of like go with the flow, and I've said this before, but like I feel like we're primarily a jam band. So how we make music is like sometimes like Yohaan would think of a bass line and just build on that idea without any predefined method or whatsoever. Just like go with the flow and do what we think is right and feels right.
And also, I think just to add to that, I feel like a big influence is the kind of music that we listen to individually also makes a big difference to what we put into our music, because we're always listening to different artists and never listening to one particular kind of music. And I think that also affects the genre that we can then define ourselves in, because it's a mixture of everything that we all listen to. So it's just a blend of different kinds of music.
So Garnet was actually this idea that I had long back when. So when we started this band, I met Ivan first, and then we met everyone, and all of us had like different ideas. And I had this one riff, and basically made the whole song on that. And I had like this rough, I would say, just song in the backline, like just working on something before the band started. And we went through like a couple of versions for that song. And yeah, we went like 8 or 9 different versions, and to this date, I think the song still keeps changing a lot.
Yeah. In a previous gig as well, we kind of did something new with the song where, just a mashup of different versions sort of, and it became like this 8-minute piece, and it's pretty cool.
So yeah, that's how Garnet came about, and we changed the lyrics up quite a bit.
Quite a bit actually.
Yeah.
Anuraag had like this template sort of that I initially wanted to follow, but as the song changed, I figured that so should the lyrics accordingly, and I followed through.
And as for Tides, it was mostly Ivan's riff again.
Yeah, I came up with the thing long like
But I
a
think
while
it was
back.
more of a song actually that you had the lyrics and everything.
Yeah, I had the lyrics
most
and
of
like
it.
just like say the structure, like the skeleton of the song, and then I showed it to these guys and they just
Yeah, so it's two approaches for these songs. It's very different. I think Tides we had the skeleton and then we add minimal parts. But
Yeah,
when it came for
yeah.
Garnet, it was a small idea which we all added a
Yeah,
lot
exactly.
more. So they're two
Yeah,
different
yeah,
keys.
yeah.
And again, the same process. It comes with just jamming. So we
But
had a lot
I
of
think,
different ideas
yeah.
for both songs, and then we just jammed and felt, whichever works best, whichever parts work best would, that feel there, where the song's movement is happening.
Yeah.
How the song goes ahead and what we feel is apt for that part. And yeah, just different ideas that we put together.
honestly, I grew up in Shillong. I was brought up there, so a lot of my personal influence was like just local bands, and like seeing local bands like trying to actually do this thing was like enough influence for me, as well as like the international artists, of course, bunch. Matt Corby. I don't know if anyone's heard of him, but he's a big influence in mine. A lot of singer-songwriter stuff, because I primarily started off as a singer-songwriter. So a lot of my approach in music also came from that direction. But I've always wanted to be in a band, so once we got together, so that thing could happen.
So although I primarily play the bass right now, I started as a keyboard player about when I was 10, I think. And when it comes to music, I've grown up playing in the church, in my church. So a lot of gospel, R&B, and I think because I played in a band, in a church band, starting up, it taught me about how to play as a band, because it's different from being a musician on your own. So I think it helped me being open, and I think that happens when you play with a band. So I think fundamentally those genres, yeah.
For me, I started off as a blues musician, and right now I would say it's a lot of Tomish, FKJ, Robert Glasper. Jazz would be Julian Large and Neil Felder and Mark Ruteri from Snarky Puppy, and yeah, just a lot of cool musicians that I've been vibing with these days.
And as for me, I actually started out in a rock band, and that's been largely my influence as a drummer. But over time, I've like tried to made a conscious effort to try to listen to as many different musicians as I can. And I would say, as of now, my big influences would be again Snarky Puppy, Tomish, Mute Math, and even like individual drummers who have now started making albums like Nate Smith and Benny Greb. And I'm really influenced by the way they use rhythm, and I think that's also a big part of our music. I would say now that like it's very like if you look at they all have that certain groove and rhythm that really helps
Solidify.
yeah, like it just brings the song together, and I feel like a lot of that, for me at least personally, would come from these drummers who I really admire.
I think most of everything that we're talking about, you can't really hear in Garnet Eye and Tides. But we are working on new stuff, and we'll be releasing a 4-song EP really soon.
We grew up old. We didn't know conditions we believed were behind were shorter than envy. They stole our souls. They didn't mean to. When good food at the table was getting cold. And the charm brought you to your knees, made you question your beliefs. All All the while, baby, loving you. We were raped of corrupted love. Father, mother had left it so while pretending to be fine.
Or means a lot for sure. I mean, to be acknowledged by, guys in the business as, I mean, them actually seeing potential in what we do, because we believe in our stuff more than like anyone else. So, for outsiders, not really outsiders, I don't mean it that way, but like people outside our clique, whatever, to acknowledge us and to actually see potential means a lot, man.
You know what it really was? I think that all of us saw something in the band, and more than anything, I think it's really that has kept us going. And I personally don't feel like it's you usually find that very often playing with musicians is that just getting your own vibe and getting down to something. So yeah, the recognition and everything is great. Like I said, even while I was taking the word, that all of this really matters a lot. But then it always comes down to just good music and what you believe in, and I think that's what
Being yourself.
Yeah, and I would say that our sound isn't very conventional, so to say. So it's nice to know that, like, apart from just the four of us who are obviously personally invested in the music, there's people who also vibe with it and feel comfortable listening to it, enjoy just the whole experience.
You were actually surprised when it
it was
went
totally
happening.
surprised.
We didn't expect. We applied for the competition and then sort of let it go when we saw the other guys. We were like, okay, these guys are well known. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
were
never
like,
mind.
dude, there's
We
no
said, at
chance.
least we
Right? Yeah, we were like, we had nothing to lose, so like, I mean, good on us, I guess.
Came out of nowhere, we were really happy it happened. Yeah.
Well, there's obviously Backstrap Blues. How can you not say that? Yeah.
Say F16?
Yeah, 16
F16
for
is
sure.
really
Yeah,
nice.
16, yeah. Unfortunately, I would say that it's difficult finding bands now, because I feel like there's more solo artists and electronic duo. So I would say that more than band, I'll just say artists for now.
Yeah, sure.
There's particular artists that you
Artists
guys
slash
follow.
bands.
Yeah.
I can think of another band which isn't very active, but Garnet's the Kid. It's very tasteful quality. Music. Yeah. Very
interesting
mellow.
stuff. Yeah.
Solo artists.
There's some great jazz stuff happening. Like,
Sure.
yeah, a lot of great jazz bands. Yeah.
Radio City.